to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty.
Our gracious Heavenly Father, thank you for this day. Thank you for this opportunity to represent the people of St. Landry Parish. We ask that you bless each one of us and look over us as we do the work of our mission. We ask this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
The Council Administrative and Finance Committee will come to order. Persons to address the committee. We have yes, we do. Mr. Ricky Blaylock. Ricky Blaylock, you want to? Roll call. Before you talk, you can get up there. Just stand up there. That's fine. They're giving me signals here. Read the agenda.
Mr. Fulton Jolivet,
Present.
Mr. Harold Taylor,
Here.
Mr. Ken Morris,
Here.
Mr. Dexter Brown, Mr. Timothy Jim,
Here.
Mr. Ernest Blanchard.
Here.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Blaylock, come on up. You have 5 minutes. Tell us you're here to for appointment to a committee. Tell us a little bit about yourself and who you represent.
Ricky Blaylock. I live at 3 Mile Lake, 168 Timber. Retired. I'm just trying to get on the water board to try to help them to get to some of these, try to help the water board out as far as putting in some of the new type meters and stuff like that.
Good. Any questions?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Blaylock, thank you for coming here. We appreciate you trying
Welcome,
to
sir.
help out with some service into our parish. My question is, not knowing you personally and probably a lot of other people who don't, could you give us a brief background about your experience level and what you bring to the table?
I worked 31 and a half years for the paper industry. And after that, I've been a mechanic all my life, work on lawnmowers. So I try to help the community out around, try to keep all their
So you
lawnmowers
can help
going.
that district
I
out.
try not to help him too much. But every now and then, I have to. So.
You're right, I got it.
But yeah, it's,
Okay, well,
Any other questions? Thank you, Mr. Blaylock.
all right,
thank you.
Ms. Vanessa Harris, who has applied to represent the Opelousas General Hospital Service District Board. Judge Harris, it's an honor to have you, ma'am.
Good evening. I am Vanessa Harris. I think most of you know me, but just to give you a little background about myself, I'm a native of Washington. My parents are the late Aaron Harris and Mrs. Rosa Harris. I'm married to Cynic Baptiste. We share a blended family. However, I have 3 daughters, adult daughters. I have my 4th grandchild I'm waiting on in the month of June.
Congratulations.
I'm a graduate of Washington High School. From there, I attended Southern University, where I majored in computer science with a minor in accounting. After graduating from undergrad, I attended Southern University Law Center. I practiced law here in Opelousas from 1988 until currently, with my father, Aaron Harris, and my brother, Alonzo Harris, while he practiced law as well. I was elected as Opelousas City Court Judge in 2008. I started presiding January 1st of 2009. I retired December of 2020. I served ad hoc. I had the honor of doing so during the year of 2023 at Lafayette City Court. I was appointed by the Louisiana Supreme Court to serve ad hoc, to serve Judge Pro Temp there. Once I completed that appointment, I continued my law practice. I was reappointed to sit at Lafayette City Court last year in October due to the untimely and unexpected passing of Judge Juice Edwards. I sat there until February of this year. Currently, I sit ad hoc at Lafayette City Court, and that means when needed. I also sit ad hoc at the East Baton Rouge Family Court, and recently I was appointed at the Alexandria City Court. So I do that when I have time. I'm a member of Shiloh Baptist Church, where I serve as an usher at my church. I'm a member of various professional organizations. I'm on the Opelousas Main Street Board currently. And that's pretty much who
Any
I am.
questions?
Yes, sir.
Judge Harris, we thank you for your interest in the position. I
Yes.
would ask, why?
To be of service to my community. I feel that the knowledge that I have, that I could certainly bring something positive to that board.
And we believe you can. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Appreciate
other
your time.
questions?
Any other questions?
Thank you, Judge Harris.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you.
Persons to address, Capital Area Finance Authority, Ms. Kristen Delahousie.
Yes, thank you very much. Kristen Delahousie with Capital Area Finance Authority. We're located in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And our capital region is East Baton Rouge and the 8 surrounding parishes. But we have gone out into the other parishes through cooperative endeavor agreements, which we had with St. Landry. I think it just expired recently. But about a year and a half ago in 2023, my coworker Bridget came and spoke to y'all to get permission to allow our first-time home buying program called CAFA First Home. It was through a tax-exempt bond. We got $40 million from the state, and we just ran out of money about 2 weeks ago. We knew we were going to run out of money, and so we are going back to the bond commission to get more, and so we're going to be extending this program. We issued the program because the programs that we already have, the interest rates were so high. This was a way that we could, it's a little more restrictive because you have to be a first-time home buyer. Our other programs, you don't have to. But these programs it's a flat rate. It was 6.58, so it really helped those borrowers not get into that high rate. And so we just wanted to extend the program, and we have to get permission. I think y'all can't vote on that tonight, but I just wanted to ask if y'all have any questions about the program. It just helps first-time home buyers, gives them 5% assistance. So if they're purchasing a home, they get 5% to go toward their down payment, their closing costs. It can help with inspections, appraisals, any kind of hurdle that first-time home buyer has trying to get into that home, because we all know it can be very costly. So, and there's no risk to the parish. There's zero risk. It's just allowing us to have the lenders that are approved to offer these programs continue their work in St. Landry.
Any questions?
Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
Now, when did you say your renewal date is, like for this year?
Well, it would have to be done before we close on that bond, which is going to be July 5th. So we're going to go to market with it, I think, July 11th, and then it'll close shortly after that. And once the bond closes, the other programs, it's a fluid thing. It can happen anytime. But the bond, specifically that first home bond, that has to be done. The resolution has to be signed. I don't know if y'all have it in the packet. That has to be signed and done before.
Right, thank you, ma'am.
Yes, Mr. Lejeune.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Delahousie, I basically would like to know, with your negotiating skills, the percentages went down on their own, or you were able to negotiate that down?
Oh, gosh. No, that's our investors are able to negotiate that. So that, like Louisiana Housing Corporation, that's the statewide one. They have one that they offer as well. So I think whenever you go into this volume cap and you get it from the state, you're able to, the investors are able to negotiate it to get that rate down. So, as a mortgage rate goes up and down all day, every week, it, fluctuates. Ours it's stable. Just with this one particular program.
Correct.
The other programs, we're looking at sometimes 7.5%, 8%. And it was just, it was too hard for people to purchase houses with that high rate. And this was set at 6.58.
Good.
So,
Mr. Lejeune.
Question for Mr. Ballard, and then I'm going to address
okay.
Mr. Ballard, did we have a program like that already in the parish?
Well, we have the same program, but this is nothing new for us. It happens a lot, and we've been using them.
Yeah.
If y'all remember correctly, we used CAFA for the light source solar farm. CAFA
Oh,
was-
yeah.
CAFA was part of that deal for us as well, so.
Okay.
Yeah, it's nothing new.
So would we need a motion to move this to the
Yes.
full?
The
I
chair
do.
would
So
entertain.
made.
We have a motion.
Second.
We have one question.
Mr. Delahousie, thank you for coming. My question is, I haven't, this is my first time hearing of this project, so pardon my ignorance. So how do we advertise? How does a first-time homeowner find out about this?
Well, we have a website and we do a lot of advertising with realtors and the lenders. So the lenders that, since we don't do the financing, we have approved lenders and we have a great amount of them. And so when they have their clients come to them that need this, they'll know because they have to be approved. But if there's anything in the parish that we can get out there, we have a Facebook page, we have an Instagram page. We haven't really done radio or TV or anything like that for years because we find this is so cost effective. And so with the social media. But if there's anything that y'all have that you can suggest, if there's any, I'm open to that. I mean, we do first time home buyer seminars in other parishes that have some community, like economic community events. You know, we're happy to come in and do that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Any other questions? We have a motion. Do we have a second? We have a second. All in favor of sending this to full council, say aye.
Aye.
I'm sorry, we got to do a roll call.
Mr. Ken,
I'm in the wrong audience here.
Mr. Ken Morris,
Yes.
Mr. Dexter Brown,
Yes.
Mr. Timmy Legend,
Yes.
Mr. Ernest Blanchard,
Yes.
Mr. Foster Jaladen.
Yes.
Motion forward.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I
We'll make
appreciate
that
it.
item 9 and adjournment on 10.
Okay, and that's for the 21st, is it?
The next meeting? Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yes, ma'am. That concludes the persons to address the council. Now we'll have the parish president's report, finance report.
The only thing we have, Mr. Chairman, is, of course, the last couple of days, this rainy event has taken a toll on our parish. But it could have been a lot worse, as everybody knows. We did get a lot of water, mainly on the southern side of our parish. Last night, we did get hit with, not exactly sure, some are saying straight line winds, some are saying tornado over there for Jules Lagrange. But we haven't got anything confirmed yet. But we did have some issues last night over there. Some trees were knocked down. One person was hurt, actually took her out of her house. So we're not sure what took place, but they studying it and they're gonna let us know. And we got the sandbagging. Yesterday, we gave out over 4,000 sandbags. And today was not the same amount, but it was a lot. So we're trying to stack up to get back in shape for that, for the next one. So it's happening more frequently, and our staff was out there all night last night doing some stuff that needed to be done to help the people of our parish, and I want to thank them all for what they're doing, because it's without them, there's no way we could do what we do. So other than that, issues with drainage, Bayou Mallet, that project is complete, and we saw the difference with this storm. Abe Road, which would have been underwater previously with 2 inches of rain. This one right here, they went and checked the road this morning, there was no water on the road at all. So we know that it helped, we know that we can make a difference. And we're asking for more money this year for the same reasons, to start cleaning out more canals. We are doing a study, or in the process of doing a study in Eunice on Bayou Duquesne, and back the furthest west part of our parish. And the reason for that is because a lot of that water is coming from Evangeline and is backing up from Acadia, and then we're in the middle. So we're trying to figure out what to do with that water, try to get it where it needs to go, or build retention ponds. The study is going to tell us what needs to be done. And we also, that retention pond project, that $5.5 million project, is in the final stages of being approved. That's off of off of Country Ridge Road. That was over 2 years in the making, and they're in the final stages of approving that one. So a lot of things are happening with drainage. A lot of things are, that needs to be done or getting done. It's just I got it.
That concludes your report, Mr.
Yes,
Bello.
sir.
Oh, wait, question?
Mr. Bellard, so these small storms like this? We get any help from FEMA?
I doubt it very seriously. I mean, we have to be declared, and I declared a state of emergency on the day before yesterday, just to cover us in case we would get anything, but it's unlikely.
Okay, my second is not a question, it's a statement. You familiar with Forneral Road?
Yes, sir.
Okay, from Forneral Road to 190, Bayou Duquesne was not cleaned out. That's in Acadia Parish.
Right.
Now, they did, 2 years ago, they cleaned from Forneral Road south. And I had a friend of mine do a flyby over the, and he said it's plugged up solid.
Yep.
They got trees and everything, but they can't get to it. The problem is they can't get to the bayou to clean it out.
So the study that we asking to get done is gonna tell us more about what we can do with the water coming down from Evangeline. And then, of course, the blockage that we have down in Acadia. The same thing is happening, south of Kingston. I don't know if y'all saw that. But we get a lot of water from Lafayette Parish that backs up on us every time it rains. It's nothing uncommon, but it'll bring us 2 to 3 foot of water above the bridge. So a lot of things, and it's gonna take time and money to fix it. And if we gotta get everything south of us to flow better so we can flow out to them.
Ms. Theory?
Yes, sir. Mr. Bellard, can you give me a little information on Bayou Caron and the situation with Collins Lanes?
So Bayou Caron is being taken care of as we speak. You know, they started that a couple of weeks ago, the same process as Bayou Mallet. So we feel that once they do that, a white oak all the way to the Catawba is, once that's done, we're gonna see the same effect that we had over here on Bayou Mallet. Collins and all of those roads drain to that same location. So it's gonna take the Bayou Caron to be cleaned out to help us with the water situation. And until that's done, really, we don't know what the effect's gonna be, but we know it's gonna be better than what it is.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Do we have a motion to accept the parish president? Second. Madam Clerk?
Mr. Dexter Brown?
Yes.
Mr. Timmy Legend?
Yes.
Mr. Ernest Blanchard?
Yes.
Mr. Foster Jollivet?
Yes.
Mr. Ken Moore?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Item number 6, forward all applications received.
It might turn off. Yeah, pick it up.
Pick it up just a little bit, Mr. Howe.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, no, pick
You
it
want me
up.
to repeat what I just said?
Yeah, but pick up your whole mic.
All right, I'll repeat what I said. Forward all applications received for one appointment to Hospital District Number 2. What's the matter? Now, you can't hear?
No, it's working. Go ahead.
Huh?
You're good.
For a 6-year term. Do we have a motion?
Second.
So moved. Madam Clerk?
Mr. Timmy Legend?
Yes.
Mr. Ernest Blanchard? Mr. Foster Jollivet?
Yes.
Mr. Ken Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Dexter Brown?
Yes.
Motion forward.
Item number 7, discuss new proposed telecommunications cell tower off Highway 31, Opelousas, Louisiana, and St. Andrew Parish. The tower will be located at the coordinates 30.517083, 92.047633. Who has that? Who's here to talk about that? Let's discuss that.
The application's in your packet
Okay.
for that. It's a normal, there's nothing unusual.
All
They
good?
gotta- Yeah, yes, sir. They have to apply with us to get the permit.
Do we have any questions?
I have a question.
Go ahead.
I would like to know what revenue do we get from a cell tower?
Well, permits, is one thing, and then we treat it as a structure, which is something, being very creative in the permit department. Instead of just a regular permit, they gotta do a permit as a structure. So it goes by the value of the structure. So we start to do things a little bit differently and just read between the lines to make sure we get as much as we can out of that. It's the same thing we did, or in the ordinance that we did with the wind farm. Each one of those turbines is gonna be considered a structure, each one, not not all together. So we can, permit each one separately and charge them each one as a structure, which means the permit goes up.
So it doesn't generate any revenue past the development stage or the placement stage?
That's
from
correct. Oh,
Mr. Brown?
Mr. Bellard, with the different companies,
oh, yeah, okay. Go ahead, I'm sorry, go ahead.
with the different companies that's putting up these cell towers, do they do like a study where they need coverage at, and that's when they come to us or come to you? What?
So they do their own work, and whenever they come to us, it's set, it's ready to go. So I'm assuming they got their homework done and making sure that where they put it as the right location. We don't have any input on that.
Okay.
And again, what people don't realize is we don't have zoning in the parish, so we're kind of limited to what we can and cannot do.
Okay, I think, you answered your question, sir?
I'm
Yeah,
here to
thank you,
represent
thank you.
AT&T for any questions that you may have. So your question about,
And who are you?
Can you put your first name, last name, and
Yes.
address?
yes, my name is Alexis Adams. I reside at 27609 Ford Drive in Abita Springs at St. Tammany Parish.
Okay.
I'm here to represent AT&T. To answer your specific question, yes, AT&T RF engineers do certain schematic maps, and this tower is considered a capacity, not a coverage. So although it will help with cell coverage, it mostly covers downloads, 5G, FirstNet. Those are the services that will be covered on the tower. Yes.
All right, I think you wanted to speak.
The property that y'all building the tower on,
Yes.
is that rented?
No, it is owned.
Y'all purchased the property?
No. It is owned by a resident of Opelousas, and they were willing to lease a portion of the land to AT&T to build the cell tower.
Okay, so it's not on parish property?
It is on parish property, but AT&T is only leasing a 100 by 100 area of
I
that
think
parcel.
what you're saying is, it's in the parish, and yes, it's parish property, but it's privately owned, and you're leasing it from a resident.
Correct. Yes, sir.
Anybody down here have any other questions? FJ?
Actually, your statement answered my question that I had for the parish president. So if the structure, I wondered if we could have gotten a proper, like a property tax or something. annually.
So that is usually one concern of the property owners. Will my property value go up? And usually it does, and that's based on the jurisdiction, right? And if it does, AT&T covers the increased cost of those taxes.
Okay, but we don't get it.
Yes, ma'am, Ms. Carrier.
Yes, where on Highway 31 exactly is that?
I turned everything in the packet. I could bring up my laptop. I brought it just in case, but yeah.
It's in your packet.
Any other question? If not, we'll entertain the motion to send, hold on, Counselor.
I reviewed it, I'm sure that the landowner leasing it will sign off on it, right?
Yes, there's already a lease in process, yes.
They haven't already. They'll sign off on it?
We already have a signed lease. In fact, we have been in permitting process. We signed the lease about a year ago, but we had to obtain a wetlands permit to proceed.
Right, and then the landowner will sign off agreeing to the tower.
Oh, absolutely, yes, yes.
We'll entertain a motion now to send it to full council.
Motion to accept.
We have a second, Madam Clerk.
Mr. Ernest Blanchard.
Yes.
Mr. Paul Jalavis.
Yes.
Mr. Ken Moore.
Yes.
Mr. Dexter Brown.
Yes.
Mr. Timothy Jean.
We'll entertain a motion to forward the Capital Area Finance Authority's application to full council. Have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Madam Clerk.
Thank you.
What are we voting for, Mr. Harris?
The area finance.
We hadn't,
We added it to the agenda, if you recall, and we ready for the roll call.
Okay. Mr. Ernest Blanchard.
Yes.
Mr. Paul Jalavis.
yes.
Mr. Harold Taylor.
Yes.
Mr. Ken Moore.
Yes.
Mr. Dexter Brown.
Yes.
Timothy Jean. Yes. Motion forward.
Thank you. Do we have any other business to be brought before the committee? If not, we'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Mr. Ken Moore.
Yes.
Mr. Dexter Brown.
Yes.
Mr. Timothy Jean. Yes. Mr. Ernest Blanchard.
Yes.
Mr. Paul Jalavis.
Yes.
Committee meeting will come to order. Roll call.
Ms. Nancy Carrier.
Here.
Ms. Mildred Theory. Here. Mr. Alvin Stelly.
Yes.
Ms. Vivian Olivier. Mr. Wayne Ardoin.
Yeah.
Mr. Jimmy Edwards.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
persons to address the council, Mr. William Fontenot.
Good afternoon and good evening. My name is William Fontenot. I'm from Lawtell, Louisiana. I've been living there. I'm 57 years old. I got a wife whose dad was a sheriff department, worked for the sheriff department until he died. Rosa Doucette. I have a son who's 19 years old who works for an electrical company. I have a daughter who goes to Lawtell Elementary. I'm applying for the position for Water Board, District 1. I've formed since I was a little bitty kid with Jake Kramer, who was on Frank Road. Dug many a ditches, did 15 years in the oil field. Right now, I work for the St. Andrew Parish School Board. I'm a head custodian at Kington Elementary.
Okay, anybody else have any questions?
Thank you for coming, sir.
Thank y'all.
The next person, Mr. Joseph Landry. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing it right because I couldn't understand the handwriting. Is Landry correct?
Yes, it's Landry.
Okay.
My name is Joseph Landry, and I live at 886 Wisdom Road. And we having a drainage problem. And the problem is in between my house, there's supposed to be a right-of-way road. And they have a drain ditch that's on that road. And that drain ditch get clogged up. The lady who owned the property, they don't do anything with it. When it get clogged up, it pushes all the water on my side of the property, and it runs out that ditch out on Wisdom Road, and it's erosion all the land on my side of the property. It got so bad to where the gas line is on my property. You can see all the lines at the bottom of the ditch. They dug this road. They dug this ditch about a year ago. I didn't have the problem until they started fooling with that ditch. The water is coming from the back road that's on the back side of the property lines. And it's just coming through. Now it's coming through to us. It's like the water's not going in the direction it needs to go. It's coming straight through, and it's winding up being a problem with my property.
Mr. Ballard, you familiar with that?
Miss,
Yes.
Miss Nancy?
Ms. Nancy?
I'm sorry, Mr. Brown.
All right, that's it in my area. That's just off of Wisdom Road. Mr. Landry stays on the west side of the Hackberry Drive, because I have just off of Wisdom, we have Elmwood subdivision. And then we have Hackberry Drive that goes from south to north. And you have some property on that north side of the end of Hackberry that basically drains, and it's basically a private lane. It's a private lane that goes from east to west. And basically it's bringing a large amount of water from the backside of Mr. Landry's property and Mr. Shadrick Joseph's property, heading west to Wisdom Road.
Right.
Yes, sir. Mr. Ballard?
Okay, what's the problem?
Excuse me, well, what the problem is, before they redug this ditch, I went on the backside. We had a nice little flood before. And I went on the backside just checking. It was kind of underwater back there. This morning when I went, they dry. All the water is coming in my backyard. I'm looking at the water physically just coming to my yard from that back way. Well, I went in that ditch and I pulled some logs. They just cleaned this ditch out. I pulled some logs and some weeds and stuff out of that ditch, and you can see the rural fool it made to try to get off from, because the water is coming from back there to us. That water should be going somewhere else. Because before that water before they clean that and that water start coming to us, I didn't have this problem. And now the owner, Miss Mary or Marie, she claims it's her ditch. When they came out and they dug it, I see no track. Fry Construction is the one who done it. They came and they dug it. I didn't see any, and nobody had fences, nobody shooting graves or anything. They dug the ditch. They said that they just cleaned it. No, they dug the ditch because I asked for some of the dirt and they said they would so I can build up this backside so I wouldn't have that problem. They didn't, they gave it all to Miss Marie. Well, Miss Marie, you need to clean that ditch out. Somebody needs to be cleaning the ditch so that it will stop clogging up. She should have cleaned that line. There's a tree line that runs there with rotten trees that's falling in there. And if they keep falling in there, we just gonna keep having a problem. The road in front of my house, the water had backed up all the way almost to my ramp of my front door. And they'd never done that before. I've been there for 2 years and I never seen that until they dug that ditch.
Ms. Nancy?
Yes.
Not Ms. Landry. Now, what's your address?
886 Wisdom. And I took pictures, I've done recordings, I took pictures before, just so that if it would keep happening, we can try to address the problem, because I'm not trying to argue the problem, I'm just saying that we need to find a way to fix it. Because after a while, it's gonna run underneath the road, it's gonna wash the road out. It's already starting to do that anyway. So we need to try to figure out something that we're gonna do to fix it.
So the engineers went out there and did their study, and that was their answer to do what we did. So that's how it's done. The engineers go out there and do what they have to do, and we follow their direction.
Well, is this private property, or is this, what is this? Is this a road, a parish road that runs on one side of my house, or is that private property?
The road the ditch that was dug is on private property, yes. To drain off Hackberry, it's in a public road. Yes, sir.
Okay. Now I'm starting to get in this. So y'all hired somebody to go on private property and dig a ditch.
We do that every single day. Yes, sir.
Okay. They should have. They was gonna dig the ditch. They should have dug it and killed that tree line. Because now they killed one problem. Excuse me. They did kill one problem. They killed the problem on the back streets, but they brought the problem to my yard. And this is what I'm saying. All I'm asking just to fix it because it's eating my yard away.
Okay, so how did you expect us to fix it?
Well, they got a bridge. If you leave from my house and they're gonna make that right. I don't know the roads because I don't travel the roads back there. But it turns to your right. They got a bridge back here.
Yeah.
All the water shouldn't be coming to just my way. What is that bridge for? What is it? They got ditches that go through there, and all the water's not going that way because I didn't check that. It don't flood over there. So all the water's coming to my yard. The water that should be going that way is probably 9 times out of 10 coming to my yard, and it wasn't doing that before.
So the engineers did their study, and that's the answer that they gave us to do. That's why we did what we did. So I don't know how you think we can fix it. The water goes where it naturally should flow. So I can't.
Okay, let me start by saying this. I was an excavation foreman for RCI Construction. We build Valero plants. We shoot grades. We find benchmarks and we shoot grades.
Yep.
And we take them grades and we dig if it's high here and we want the water to flow, we dig to a low spot. Well, that water that's on that back street needs to be going somewhere because I know the low spot in my yard. My yard is higher than that road. It shouldn't be. It never did flood like it's flooding now since they dig that ditch. Digging the ditch caused the problem. And that's a fact. Digging the ditch caused the problem.
Well, I mean, if that's your opinion, so.
No, the opinion is, the proof is in the pudding. If you come and look at my yard, I tried to get the guy, I went to the Yamalee building this morning while this was going on. I went to the Yamalee building, I asked the guy to just come and look. And Mr. Joseph was with me, and he didn't want to even have no part of it. It's like they talked, him and Mr. Joseph them talked about it. I'm not trying to argue with him about it. I just want it fixed because after a while, it's gonna wash out that road. And then it's just like all over in Opelousas, we having street problems and drainage and water problems, water line problems. If we don't adjust it and fix the main problem, instead of putting a Band-Aid on everything, we can never fix it.
Mr. Landry, okay, we have a couple of more questions. I'll let them ask, Mr. Brown.
Yeah, the water that's coming from that little private lane headed west, coming to Wisdom Road, Mr. Billard, we may have to either get like some washout or some rock barriers, because what it's doing is it's hitting Wisdom, because right there, Wisdom is running north and south. Because when the water is coming, it's hitting the embankment of Wisdom, and that's when it's headed north, going to that little cooling, go headed toward 190.
Mm-hmm.
So I know what Mr. Landry is talking about, whereas with the constant water just hitting the embankment, that eventually is going to wear out underneath the road, and then we're going to have our structure, the foundation is going to deteriorate.
I'm fully aware of what's going on at that location.
Yes, sir.
Y'all trust me on this, and we do what we need to do to make it work. And it will not ruin our foundation, because there's plans in the works to fix all that issue right there. Water has to drain from Hackberry to Wisdom Road. Wisdom Road drains where it needs to go at. The natural flow of water is gonna be flowing. The impact on the foundation of Wisdom Road is not gonna have, there's not gonna be an issue.
Yes, sir.
So, and again, we don't go in there blind. We make sure that engineers go do their work, and that's how we do our work. So it's gonna be resolved, and I don't know what's going on his property, but I can just tell you that we gotta follow what the engineers are telling us, and they do go out there and shoot grade, do what they have to do, and we hire the contractors to come out and dig based off of the engineer's specs. So it's gonna be fine, and again, with the water we had the last couple of days, I don't care what you got, you're gonna flood.
Yes, thank you, sir.
You have a
Yes, sir.
question? You finished, Mr. Brown? Mr. Lejeune, you have
Yeah.
a question?
Yes, ma'am.
Lejeune, you had your hand up? Okay.
I just got one more thing I need to say to this gentleman. It's not a problem to everybody else, but when it becomes to my front door, that's a problem. And it's coming to my front door. It's washing out my property. And after a while, it's washing out my side of the property, because when it makes a turn, this is my property right here, it's to wash this out. It's gonna start, now it ain't got nowhere to really just turn, it's gonna go straight to that road. And it don't take a rocket scientist to see that. All you have to do is let it rain and go look at it. You're gonna see exactly what's happening. And you should have been out there this morning, you'd have seen what I was saying. I mean, it's hitting that embankment. My thing is, if we just put some concrete, if we can just have concrete, form that up on a slope, put some concrete there, when that water hit, it can't go nowhere. It won't wash out the road, put some on my side, so when it hit, it can't wash out my property.
Okay, Mr. Landry.
Because that's a main drain right there.
Mr. Landry, you have a question, Mr.
No,
Albright?
I'm just listening to what's happening here.
Okay, so, Mr. Ballard, that's your conclusion? That's nothing can be done?
No, I'm not saying nothing can be done. I'm saying that things are in the works to get it fixed the way it needs to be done. And just because we don't display everything in the public, because if I start telling everybody what we do, then everybody's gonna want the exact same thing that you're gonna be getting done to your property. Even if it's not needed, other people are gonna be asking me to do the same thing.
Well,
We do this all over the parish, and we continue to do this all over the parish, and we do what we gotta do to make it right for the people. And just because I don't tell everybody what we do, doesn't mean it's not gonna get done the right way. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, Mr.
Well, I've been
Landry.
here 2 years and it ain't got done yet, it
Mr.
ain't gonna get
Landry.
done, look like.
Mr. Landry, so I guess just give it some time and just wait and see what's gonna happen. Mr. Bellard said it's in the works, so I guess if you wanna have further discussion, maybe you can call him. But for right now, that is the conclusion.
Okay, I'll give him my number.
Thank you.
We'll take care of Mr. Landry, thank you.
Yeah, the next person is Mr. Shadrick Joseph.
Good evening. My name's Shadrick Joseph. I'm here to discuss the same issue.
Can you, Mr. Joseph, can you give us your address and,
My address is 1036 Jeffrey Broussard Road, Breaux Bridge, Louisiana.
okay, so you live in Breaux Bridge?
But I own I own property on Wisdom Road.
Okay.
Mr. Joseph.
All right.
Okay, pick up your
Can you-
mic. Wait,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah, you can be,
All right.
yes, sir, thank you.
Yeah, I'm here to speak on the same issue. I got with Jesse. I spoke with Jesse. I spoke with
Mr. Barry's father?
Mr. Barry. I spoke with Dexter Brown, and this has been going on for months now. This is not something that just started. All right, on that drain, the drainage that they cleaned, or they cleaned, but they dug, but they said they cleaned. All right. He said that they go and they clean out drainages all the time on private land. But on private land, you have to get permission. They say they got permission. I went, I did all my due diligence on this. I spoke with, I forgot his name, but he's in the courthouse. That road is not owned by the lady they say they got permission from. Because when I asked about documents to show the permission that they got, they told me this morning, I was told about word of mouth. I've been asking for this document for months now. They never once presented it. Like if it don't exist. So I guess it don't exist because now he said it's about word of mouth. That property is owned by Stephanie Johnson, which I spoke to on several occasions. She said she never gave nobody any right of way to dig that drainage. She owns that right of way because it runs to her property in the back. On the side they dug on belongs to another lady that lives on Hackberry Street. And on Hackberry, in that side of the property, they can't clean it from her property because it's a tree line there. They'd have to remove the whole tree line to clean it from her property. So what I'm asking is the parish comes on private land without permission and digs a ditch. You understand what I'm saying? Or cleans anything without permission? Because from my understanding, anytime the parish does anything on private property, they need to have some kind of documentation of it. Because if anything happens, anything goes wrong, they need to have documentation to show we have permission to be here. You understand what I'm saying? But I've been asking for months now for this, and I can't get it. All right, I spoke about it. You have two different subdivisions draining into that ditch, not one. They drain in that backside to it, and then you go, there's another trailer park that has a drain that's also draining into that ditch. So they're feeding two of them into that road. We all know about Wisdom Road. We know it always had a flooding problem, okay? So you can't fix a flooding problem by bringing in more water. You're not gonna fix that problem. This morning I went out there. The only two properties that had water on it was mine and his, and we're the closest to that. The rest of them was all dry. Understand what I'm saying? Now, they asked, okay, they said they got with the engineers. I went to the engineer's office this morning. I spoke with Jacob, which is the guy's son. Jacob said he has no recollection of it. He said he's the one who dispatched all the people out to go out and survey everything. He says that nothing of the sort happened. He said he was going to call Barry and speak with Barry. Why Barry said it? Because, nobody went out there. I called him back later on this afternoon. He said Barry never called him back. He said he was going to get with his father and he was going to call me back tomorrow morning. So I'm having the issue is I've been getting the runaround for months. You got one person telling me this, another one telling me this, another one telling me that. But I asked when they came out to do the survey, I asked Barry, I asked Jesse, and I asked the engineer's office, can I please be there when y'all go? Just give me a call. I own my own trucking business, so I could take off anytime. So I asked, can I be present? They told me no problem. They was going to call me. Nobody gave me a call. When I came, Barry said he called me. I said, you left a message? Anything? No. I asked him. So we discussed that I was going to be there. You know what he told me? He said, we don't have to do that. I've been getting the cold shoulder, been getting talked to like I'm nobody in this parish. I didn't buy this property here to come and get treated like I'm nobody. I'm only asking for them to fix the problem. If you take Wisdom Road from 190, you go all the way to the end. That road makes a curve, correct? All right. They have ditches all along that property that runs to that neighborhood in the back. So why can't you drain it straight that way? Why you got to come through other property to come to a road that already floods? You can't fix a problem by bringing more water to it. It's not possible. And no matter how it drains.
Okay, Mr. Lejeune? Mr. Lejeune had his hand up.
How long you been owning that property, sir?
One piece I've been owning maybe 2 years or a little over, and the other one maybe 1 year and something.
Have you ever been out to that property where we received 2 or 3 inches, 4 or 5 inches, 1 or 2 inches of rain? It did not flood?
Yes, I didn't came out there. My property didn't flood. I came out there, the roads flooded, but on the property was not flooded. Well, this morning when I went out there, we took a tape measure. He had 8 inches of water on his property, and I've never seen that before. Not on the property. The road flooded, not the property. Our 2 properties was the only 2 properties that was flooded. If you went down Wisdom Road, all the rest was high and dry. And all the water was right there in that area, and you could see it all coming from the back, steady flowing, steady flowing.
Is that it, Mr. Lejeune?
I am.
Okay, Mr. Braun?
Yeah. Mr. Bellard, you know, if we can, I know with with Miss Stephanie Johnson's property, but if we can look at where the ditches, because I know we recently dug those ditches maybe about 2 or 3 years ago, you know, off of Hackberry and then coming down Elmwood. You know, if we can get Mr. William Gerald to look at the, you know, if we can try to divert some water somewhere. But, you know, it's basically, you know, like what he sees, you know, with the demographics and all.
Well, again, we go back to what we said earlier. I don't know how many inches of rain we got the last 2 days.
Yes, sir.
I don't care what we do with ditches, it's not gonna help, okay? We did what we do normally would do, is make it the easiest way possible to drain water.
Yes, sir.
And that's what we do every single day of the week over here, and that's how we're gonna continue to do it.
But.
And I got the floor.
Right.
So at this point, we did all we can do, and it's not, we didn't do anything to hurt anybody. We did it exactly like we do everywhere else. It's just that simple. We needed to drain the water from Hackberry, and we drained it to Wisdom, and then Wisdom drains. And I can't make it any more simple than that, because that's how we're gonna do it. I'm not changing it.
Okay, Mr. Joseph?
Yes, sir, thank you.
Are you finished, Mr. Brown?
Yes,
I
ma'am.
think Mr. Marks had his hand up.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. President, do we have a drainage district that falls into that realm?
No, sir.
With that being said, so it falls totally on the parish, if you will.
That's correct.
Okay. You mentioned something about south of us, parish,
Today, yeah.
that needs to do some due diligence, if you will, or something about cleaning tributaries. Do we have anything going on with them right now to try to let them be aware of our situation so we can move that water south?
Yeah, we have, the parish presidents meet on a regular basis, and we all have the same issues. You know, me and Monique talked this morning, yeah, I'm draining on her, she's draining on me over here. And Avoyelles is the same thing, Evangeline Parish is the same thing. This is what happens, and we can't stop what comes from Evangeline and Avoyelles and Rapides.
No.
And neither can Lafayette Parish stop our water, and Acadia Parish stop our water. It is what it is. We had over 6 inches of rain in the last 2 days. That contributed a lot to the problems. But again, we dig our canals and our ditches to be what it can be.
Right.
And we don't have the money to go and make another extra mile and push water where it doesn't normally go.
Okay. Secondly, there's a state initiative for drainage programs that was started with Governor John Bell Edwards, Harold, is that correct? To try to start looking at these situations that we have.
We have applied, and we get, like last year or 2 years ago, we got $1 million. That's what's doing Bayou Madeline, Bayou Calhoun right now. We applied for $1 million this year, and to do other bayous. We're trying to get the bayous fixed so that whenever the water drains to the bayous, it can leave our parish. But it takes money, and it's like $18 a foot to take care of a canal.
Well, lastly, I can assure you that we can do everything we can, and we're still limited because that water eventually has to go to the Gulf of Mexico. So the tributaries need to be started from the Gulf coming north.
Yep.
To eliminate all these bottlenecks and these incidences. So I assume that's in the mill, right? I assume that's being discussed.
Yeah, there's a master plan. And again, it takes the federal funding, and that's where we are.
Okay, thank you.
Would you like to address his concerns about the permit and the permission to get on this property?
No,
Do you have anything else, Mr. Chairman?
there's nothing to discuss.
Another thing
with
we
that.
have a problem with, erosion, all right? We're using the same engineers, but the property is all eroded. Did he factor that in? All right, so what he's telling me now is this. He created a problem, and I gotta deal with it. Okay, I have the floor.
No, I didn't.
I have the floor. I'm speaking. I let you speak when you spoke. All right. They dug the ditches deeper. They brought more water in. All right. It's eroding all the property. All right. Even though you're moving water, you're still leaving with my land. All right. You can't fix one area and destroy another one. That's not how it works. You understand? If they're flooding, no, we're gonna take their water and let it come here fast and erode its property. There's a fire hydrant in the middle of the ditch. That means the water pipe runs in the middle of the ditch. The middle of the ditch. I spoke with Jesse. I spoke with Barry. All of them about his gas line. All exposed. That's safe. That's all exposed in the ditch. You can see all the gas line. No one ever called to get that fixed, get it dug deeper, or none of that. Can anyone see when they dug the ditches? I'm sure that wasn't exposed when they dug the ditches. So who's factoring in the erosion part? It's not just move water. You know, anybody could move water. Anybody could dig a slope. You don't need grade if you don't want. You could just dig a slope and make it move. But the problem is, it's gonna leave with the land if it's moving too fast. So my concern is, okay, if you want to pass the water through that, not a problem. Slow it down. You understand what I'm saying? Slow it down. If they flood back there a little longer, that's not my issue. You bringing their water here, no problem. But slow it down so it don't leave with my land. If I got 2-3 foot of land disappearing, so what? The parish gonna just say, just let it go? We came there, we dug the ditches deeper. We all know these ditches wasn't that deep. When I went to the public works, I asked them, what size culverts go in these ditches? All right, they could not give me a paper of stating what size culverts. They had to send a man out there to measure the culverts. That should all be in documentation. Ever since I've been here, I've been trying to get information. I can't get nothing. All they tell me is the same thing like he's saying. I'm not gonna say nothing about it. I'm not gonna do nothing about it. I'm not gonna give you nothing, just whatever.
Okay,
That's a way for a parish to deal with someone?
Okay, Mr. Joseph, that's in Mr. Brown's district, so let him else.
Yeah.
Yes.
I asked Mr. Berry about 2-3 months ago with the vegetation spraying. Basically, whenever it got to his address, not to spray it because I know whenever we would spray it, you know, it would kill the grass, and if a rain would come, you know, it just had natural erosion like we have all around the parish. You know, so I asked Mr. Berry just basically to stop spraying. But on another note, with the culverts, a regular ditch, it will be an 18-inch culvert, just on a regular basis.
Mm-hmm.
Now, whenever you get into a drain, like it's going to a canal, well, naturally it's going to be a little bit larger. Sometimes it may be smaller than 18, but our average inch for a culvert, like you put in the driveway down, is an 18-inch culvert.
And they got what, 24, I think, on there? Or 36 inch? 24? Oh, yeah, it's
You
bigger than,
might have a 24, 28.
it's bigger than 18 inches.
Oh, yeah, yes, sir, yes, sir. You have
All
bigger than
right?
18 inches.
Now, can I ask you this question? A couple of years ago, was that big? You from that area? Or was some did to where they dug those ditches deeper?
No, well, just with natural erosion.
That's not what I'm asking. The question I asked was, a couple of years ago, was those ditches that deep? Or did the parish come in and do a drainage and dig them deeper? That's the question I asked.
No, we dug from 190 all the way to that canal.
All right, so y'all never dug from the other side back to that canal?
Yeah, we went.
Y'all dug both sides to the canal, correct?
Yeah, we went from 190, then
And y'all went deeper, correct?
And we went through Wisdom. And
All right,
headed
so
west.
the engineers went up in there and they that's what they decided, the engineers or the parish?
But we had our engineers.
All right, did they justify for erosion? That's what I'm asking, because if you dig something deep, we all know, if you dig a canal, you're gonna make the water roll faster. So you gotta justify for erosion of people's property. If you don't, then you're gonna leave with their property. The engineer should know this.
Okay, Mr. Joseph.
Yes, sir, but put it in here.
And like I stated before, I got one more question that I need an answer to. I was told that the engineers went out there to do a study. I called Jacob personally today, twice, 2 different occasions. He said no study was done. They didn't go out there and do anything. He don't know why they're saying that, but I keep getting told the same thing by Jesse Bellard and the other guy. They say they never went out there and did anything.
Okay, so before this gets too far, Madam Chairman, let me explain something. I don't talk to Jacob, okay? And now I'm just gonna be as nice as I can about this. Number one, we do not dig below the grade of the culvert. That is stupid. There's no way on God's green earth that we're gonna dig below the grade of the culvert.
And I never said that. And I never said
we deal
that.
with William Gerald, who's the owner of that company, and whenever I say we did something with William Gerald, I can promise you that's how it got done. I do not have to explain myself to you, anybody else, when it
Look,
comes to that kind of stuff.
Again, we
And
come
that's
to the
reason
same
why you get the
conclusion.
answers you get.
Again, we come to the same conclusion. I own property, I pay tax dollars, but nobody need to tell me nothing. Who makes him God?
Mr. Joseph, we're gonna settle down a little bit. I don't know, I think we have 2 more questions. Mr. Lejeune had something? Yeah, well,
Gotcha.
Mr. Lejeune?
Yeah.
And Mr. Audouin, and then we'll
Okay,
close it out.
All the answers and the question was asked to Mr. Brown because that's his district. I'm gonna ask, Mr. Bellard, do you have any problem with us getting the engineers involved with this thing and then they come? and
That's
tell-
my job.
Okay.
That job, that dealing with drainage is my job. Me and William and Barry talked about this, and that's what I do.
Okay, well, as on the public work, I'm just asking.
Yeah, no, I
Y'all
don't
have
think
did
it's-
everything that y'all have needed to do with it.
This is not gonna be fixed anytime soon, and we did our due diligence as parish government on my side of the government, which is what I'm doing. And no, I'm not gonna harm the engineer.
And I'm gonna state one more thing before I go. I'm gonna state one more thing. I spoke with the landowner that owns that right of way, all right? About them going on that property without permission. I also called the Board of Ethics today, okay? And I spoke with them. I gotta send them an email today about this matter. Because this looks like a matter of the parish did a favor for this lady because they were not supposed to do anything on a private road without getting permission, and they went on on another lady's land and dug that. All right. So, like the lady with the code of ethics said, the parish is not supposed to do anything on private land without permission, without documentation. And she told me, send her email, put everything thorough, and they're going to do an investigation on it. I'm only here today to address this problem because I needed to be here to let everything know what's going on so that no one could say I didn't make myself present here, that no one could know what was going on with this matter. That's the reason why I'm here today. I'm not here today to speak with Jesse Bellard or anyone or none of the other guys because I spoke with them months now. And y'all can see the attitude I've been getting is the same attitude I'm getting now.
The same thing goes on my end. The attitude I get is what you get, but.
Okay, Mr. Joseph, thank you for coming,
Y'all
and
have a good day.
hopefully this can come to a solution. Okay, the last person to speak is Mr. Eli Landry.
Eli Landry, 309 Water Tower Road. I've been there since 1972. First problem is the parish will not come cut boom axe along the road. The tornado came threw it on 7 trees on the road. I had 2 tractors and 4 people chainsawing. Got it off the road. Then they came up and picked up the lumber, all the timbers. They thought they'd do it in a half day. It took them a day and something to pick up all the wood. Then another time we had limbs hanging from those broken limbs down. I had 3 tractors again and 3 people. They put the boom to get up down to cut it, not like the parish cut right above your head. We cut it 20 feet up, the ones that was hanging down. 5 trailer loads, gooseneck loads, are hauled to the bottom and burnt. Now, You can't get into Boom Axe the side of the road. They were supposed to come, I called your man, that was supposed to come, it didn't come. That's not the first time. And then, got another problem. We got water coming from, what the heck, that side road up there on Water Tower Road. Don Menard sent the grader on, and they dug that ditch up the terrain. They had 2 ridges. I should have brought my book and show y'all. He went uphill and dug it that deep below the top culvert, like he said it wouldn't do. And now the water comes this way, and I've been doing, over 8 years, been trying to dig that road from Water Tower Road, Ajase, to go through the rice field to the big canal. That's over 8 years I've been doing that, and nobody has come. One time, it was supposed to come, and somebody stuck something in that toilet or something. So the grader all went over there. That's been 8 years ago. If they can't do it with the grader, bring me the darn grader. I can do the darn job. If y'all can't do it, I can. I got an old tractor, a 1978 with a homemade blade. I can do better than the parish will do. It's time for you to get it done. And my land's washing, like that man said, and y'all didn't do nothing. And I called you since last July. You never did answer me.
No, sir.
Hey, you're right.
Yeah, I
And you
didn't answer.
if you get on TV, you got a problem, call me. That was a humbug.
No. The problem, I don't answer your phone calls is that we can never please you. I tried everything I can, and whenever
You didn't
I
do
can't-
nothing,
and
Jesse.
whenever I cannot help you, I stop
No.
answering the phone.
I called the Corps of Engineers.
Mr. Landry, let's get a couple of questions. I think someone had a question, had their hand up over there on the other side.
Why I only have a couple of minutes to talk?
Well, you had 5 minutes.
No, how about that other man? He talked a long time. I have the same right.
Okay, well, you can go ahead on, Mr. Landry, and continue. I just thought we'd take a couple of questions and you could answer. Maybe somebody had something that they wanted to ask.
I got the Corps of Engineers stuff right here.
Okay.
Because I know the water. He doesn't.
Any
Well-
questions, concerns?
That was it, Mr. Landry?
Pardon?
Is that all? Can we take some
No.
questions? Are you finished?
You talked about the water coming into your district and thing. Bill Platt dumps into, Gura, and then Prairie Rowan dumps into it. That all comes down the back of me. It goes to the horseshoe where they dug in 1950 somewhat, and they stopped. Politics. That's what stopped it. They were supposed to go up almost to Washington, and then it was going to sink the bridge. Then they were supposed to go up to, it used to be Prior House Road, then politics stopped it again. So I've been there since 1972. I used to make corn and potatoes on the bottom. Now it's hard to get grass to grow down there, and my fences and the trees are all rotten and falling on it. And I'm getting too darn old to fix it. And that's all because, like I'm saying, you worried about fixing your district? That's 30 years we've been sinking. Nobody worried about us. Why we pay taxes? We don't have to pay taxes. We don't do nothing. And then Don Menard had said that, I'm coming back next time in my book. He dug from there and up the hill. Two elevations. He cut this much deep. I met with Mark. I showed him the book. He said, Don said to get the darn thing dug. But that was good, dry dirt. It's political. He hauled to somebody. He didn't haul it to my house. He didn't haul it to nobody around there neither. So that was a political dirt, and he's drawn in me. And the parish, deaf ears, like that man said.
Mr. Landry, can we take a couple of questions?
Yeah,
Someone
okay.
had some questions. Mr. Brown, you had your hand up?
No, ma'am.
Okay, was it Mr. Lejeune? Someone had a question on the other side. Nobody have any questions?
No, ma'am. Go ahead.
You have anything else to say, Mr. Bellard, about this?
Nope, I'm good. Mr. Alvin.
Let's move on.
Oh, okay. Well, Mr. Landry, if that's all that you have, and nobody have any questions, so.
I guess I wasted my time again.
Okay, then we'll move on. Discuss, I'm sorry. Public Works report.
Okay, for the month of April, we boom axed 7 roads. Clean culverts on 9 roads, culvert installation on 10, debris removal 53, ditching of 8 roads, grading 63, spread material on 7, pothole patching on 65, shredded 12 roads, installed 15 signs or replaced, and we removed 9 trees and repaired 5 washouts.
Okay, so we're gonna, accept the Public Works
I
report.
move that we accept Public Works report.
Roll call.
Second.
Ms. Mildred Theory?
Yes.
Mr. Alvin Stelly?
Yes.
Mr. Wayne Arduin?
Yes.
Mr. Jimmy Edwards?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, discuss making Ophelia Boone Road a one-way headed west from the corner of Howard Road and Austin Road to the southwest intersection of Ophelia Boone Road and Austin Road. Councilman Dexter Brown?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah, I called you.
Yes, thank you, ma'am. Mr. Millard, yeah, I want to thank you and Mr. Barry and all the whole crew for surfacing that road, for the constituents. We had some calls, whereas, some places it was kind of narrow. And I was asking, whereas from the corner of Austin Road and Ophelia Boone Road and Howard Road, then we have a junction, like a 3-way junction, that it will be a one-way headed west down Ophelia Boone, make the curve to the left, headed south, going back to Austin Road.
So basically the whole road will be
A one-way.
one-way. And the reason, because the narrowing of the road?
Yes, whereas, there's some places, whereas they don't, it'll be narrow for 2 vehicles. And the reception I have from some residents, whereas they wouldn't mind going around since they went from gravel to paved.
I don't know if we have an ordinance dealing with doing that, but I think the first thing I would think about is the emergency vehicles, time delays and depending on the travel. But let us look at that and see what kind of let's look at that if you don't mind, and by the full council meeting we can give you an answer of what we can do and check to see if we don't have an ordinance that deals with it. I'm not sure if we do.
Yes, sir. Whatever you and the engineers may come up with and the emergency personnel, we'll be 100%.
But I understand the road, and when we overlay a road, it narrows, and people don't realize that. But whenever we do it, we don't have all that shoulder to play with anymore for
Yes, sir.
travel. So. But let me get with some people and just to see how we can do that, and also get with Garrett to see about the ordinance and see what we can do with that.
And we'll be following your lead. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Okay, is that it, Mr. Brown?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, number 6, discuss abandoning Garrett Lane off of Wisdom Road. Councilman Dexter Brown again.
I'm trying to find that road on. Where's that road on?
You remember when you said for the last full council meeting, you said that we had certain roads that's going to a private driveway?
Right, that serve no public purpose.
Yes. So what happened is that's one road that's in my area, just off of Wisdom, and is basically going to, a house, but Mrs. Garrett, she's been deceased, and no one lives at that drive.
Okay. I'm just looking for it on the. But yeah, you're right.
I'm gonna tell you what it is. When you go down Wisdom and to make that right under that big oak tree, it's straight ahead.
It's straight ahead in that curve.
Okay.
It's straight ahead in that curve, heading south.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I know. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm like y'all. I mean, if once we find roads that have no public purpose, then I don't think we should have it on our books to take care of. I'm sorry, I mean,
Yes.
back in the day, they took a bunch of roads in and they went to one home, and we just can't afford that. That's just not something we can do.
Yes, sir, and I believe that's the only one I have like that, but I've been riding the district, and if I see another one, I'll let you know.
I appreciate it. So,
Thank-
so you want to do, so we can introduce as an ordinance at the full council meeting, Mr. Duplashan?
We can. The owners on both sides of that road will own to the middle of the road once we abandon it. I'm sure they got, what, one or two owners?
Yes, I know the garage on one side, and that property was for sale on the right side, and I want to sell the garage, but
I'm just mentioning that as a detail, just to know who the neighbors are on the road. But we can have the ordinance ready for introduction in 2 weeks if you so choose.
I would, yes, sir, thank you, sir. I would get the
Madam Chair, we need
information to you
we need a motion
tomorrow.
on this? We need a motion? I'll move on to item number 6.
Second.
Roll call.
Thank you, Mr. Gary.
Mr. Alan Stelly,
Yes.
Mr. Wayne Ardoin,
Yes.
Mr. Jimmy Edwards,
Yes.
Ms. Mildred Theory,
Yes.
motion forward.
Number 7, forward all applications received for 5 appointments to the St. Landry Parish, St. Landry Gravity Drainage District Number 14 for a 4-year term.
So moved.
Moved.
Mr. Wayne Ardoin,
Yes.
Mr. Jimmy Edwards,
Yes.
Ms. Mildred Theory,
Yes.
Mr. Alan Stelly,
Yes.
motion forward.
Number 8, forward all applications received for 1 appointment to St. Landry Waterworks District Number 5 for a 3-year term.
Move.
So made.
Mr. Jimmy Edwards,
Yes.
Ms. Mildred Theory,
Yes.
Mr. Alan Stelly,
Yes.
Mr. Wayne Ardoin,
Yes.
motion forward.
Number 9, forward all applications received for 1 appointment to the St. Landry Waterworks District Number 3. No set term.
Move.
Second.
Ms. Mildred Theory,
Yes.
Mr. Alan Stelly, Mr. Wayne Ardoin,
Yes.
Mr. Jimmy Edwards,
Yes.
motion forward.
Number 10, discuss adding Alvin Street to the list of no through trucks ordinance. Councilwoman Mildred Theory.
Based on concerns received from constituents who reside on Alvin Street in regards to the 18-wheelers traveling on that road in fear of it damaging the road, I'm requesting that Alvin Street be added to the list of no-through trucks.
Obeyed.
Second.
Ms. Mildred Theory,
Yes.
Mr. Alan Stelly,
Yes.
Mr. Wayne Ardoin,
Yes.
Mr. Jimmy Edwards,
Yes.
motion forward.
Number 11, authorize the council clerk to advertise for 2 appointments to the Public Works Commission District 5 for a 4-year term.
So made.
Second.
Mr. Alan Stelly,
Yes.
Mr. Wayne Ardoin,
Yes.
Mr. Jimmy Edwards,
Yes.
Ms. Mildred Theory,
Yes.
motion forward.
Number 12, authorize the council clerk to advertise for 1 appointment to the Lawtell Water District Number 1 for the remainder of a 4-year term. Mr. Curly Allen resigned.
So
So
made.
made.
Second.
Mr. Wayne Ardoin,
Yes.
Mr. Jimmy Edwards,
Yes.
Ms. Mildred Theory,
Yes.
Mr. Alan Stelly,
Yes.
motion forward.
Number 13, authorize the council clerk to send a certified letter to Mary Agason advising her to come and address the council regarding the demolition and debris removal of her property located on 106 Hidalgo Road, Opelousas.
So made.
Second.
Mr. Jimmy Edwards,
Yes.
Ms. Mildred Theory,
Yes.
Mr. Alan Stelly,
Yes.
Mr. Wayne Ardoin,
Yes.
motion forward.
Number 14, authorize the council clerk to send a certified letter to Tammy Terrell Ned, advising her to come and address the council regarding the demolition and debris removal of her property located on 494 Perry Drive, Opelousas.
Move.
Second.
Ms. Mildred Theory,
Yes.
Mr. Alan Stelly,
Yes.
Mr. Wayne Ardoin,
Yes.
Mr. Jimmy Edwards,
Yes.
motion forward.
Number 15, authorize the council clerk to send a certified letter to Charles Goodwill, advising him to come and address the council regarding the demolition and debris removal of his property located at 311 Joplin
So made.
Road.
Second.
Mr. Alan Stelly,
Yes.
Mr. Wayne Ardoin,
Yes.
Mr. Jimmy Edwards,
Yes.
Ms. Mildred Theory,
Yes.
motion forward.
Number 16, authorize the council clerk to send a certified letter to Robert Louis Fontenot, advising him to come and address the council regarding demolition and debris removal of his property located at 958 Highway 749.
Move.
Second.
Mr. Wayne Ardoin?
Yes.
Mr. Jimmy Edwards?
Yes.
Ms. Mildred Theory?
Yes.
Ms. Fallon Stelly?
Yes.
Motion forward.
Discuss any other business properly brought before this committee. Mr.
Mr. Bellard, on Mushroom Road, what we gonna do with it?
So,
Mr.
so it's still
Barron
not,
knows what I'm talking about.
that property?
My God, it's getting worse and worse.
Yeah,
That's 3
I know
years
the
that's been,
yeah.
that's been going on and.
We're just gonna have to just cut the lock and just go do it. It passed through the council, we did everything we could do.
Yeah.
And the people just,
They don't answer, they block the road.
yeah, well, we're
It's the
gonna,
biggest thing.
today's a good day for that to happen, so I'm gonna talk to the guys and we're gonna take care of it in the next week.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Anybody else have anything else?
I move to adjourn.
We adjourn.
Second.
Mr. Jimmy Edwards?
Yes.
Ms. Mildred Theory? Ms. Fallon Stelly?
Yes.
Mr. Wayne Ardoin?
Yes.
Meeting adjourned.
Meeting is adjourned.
Thank you.